Thanks for joining us, Coach. We appreciate it. We have a couple questions. Let's start with Mitch Harper and then Jared Lloyd.
Yeah, Coach, maybe just going into a week where everyone's on the outside, maybe saying you guys should just roll in this type of game. What becomes some of the objectives and goals for the offense to try and get better and take care of business this weekend?
We've just been talking about improving each individual player, improving this week, and working on, everybody's got their deficiencies. We did a thorough self-scout last week of our offense, our scheme, but also our individual players, and each position coach has talked to their guys about things they want them to work on this week. So we're looking for individual improvement out of each guy. And then as an offense, we're just looking to, play our best game. We want to execute for 4 quarters and trying to play a clean game. And so, we're that's been the goal, and we've been having great practices.
And Coach, what did that, after the Boise game a couple of weeks ago, already feels like a distant memory, I'm sure. But what did that, that social media post from Zach, giving you a lot of praise, what did that mean to you? And just maybe describe that relationship you and Zach have that you guys have formed over the years.
Yeah, I didn't find out about it till a couple of days later. I don't spend a ton of time on social media. I appreciated it. It was he didn't have to do that, and I appreciated him, just saying something nice. It's good to hear that from a player who he's been through his own ups and downs. Just a few months ago, I've still got an inbox full of hate mail of people that didn't want him to be the starting quarterback this year. And so we both have, I would say, had a chip on our shoulder every week this season.
Aaron, along the same lines, I guess, people from the outside, social media, sometimes even us as reporters, often want to assign credit or blame to a coordinator or a position coach, depending on what's going on at a position. How big has it been this year for the coaching staff to be able to work together? Sometimes I don't know if we give that enough credit, and how valuable has that been for the success of the offense?
It's been big. We have a staff, really good cohesion. It's our 3rd year together. Most of us have been together 3 years now. And, it's just becomes when you run the same offense and work with the same guys, and the veteran players too are a huge part of it. We've all been working together as a team now in the same system for 3 years. And so if you need to make a correction, or if you want to add a wrinkle, 1 week to do something a little bit differently than you've done in the past, those types of things are a lot easier to get done when everybody has, 3 years of experience working together. And so that's been a big part of our success for sure, is just the experience of our staff and our team working together in this system. And I've had this similar experience when I worked up at Utah. It was our, first year together. We won 7 games. The second year we won 8, and the third year we got to 9, and then the fourth year we won 13. And it was basically the same staff and a lot of the same players just growing in the system together. And so the plan going forward needs to be that, we establish an offensive system that continues to roll in the future. And that's something that has existed here before, and we're trying to get to a level where offensively we just keep reloading each year and don't have to, don't need wholesale change.
I also wanted to ask about Baylor and Jarrett, because like you mentioned earlier, you had that inbox full of hate mail, and I don't know who they were promoting, but how big have those two guys been? We haven't seen a ton of them on the field because Zach's been doing so well, but how big have they been for this team, even though, they aren't getting those accolades like Zach is?
Yeah, they're both been a big part of the success of our team, because both of them played well last year when they got their opportunity. And so, number one, that helped us win games last year. Baylor helped us win. He helped us win some games that nobody thought we would win. And so that was huge. And Jaron played well in his opportunities, just had a little trouble staying healthy, but he played well as also. And then what that did was it created competition and I think just raised the level of everybody's play, Zach's included. And then, in spring ball and fall camp, we had a good competition between Baylor and Zach. And so Baylor's played well in games this year when he's gotten his opportunity, and I have no doubts about putting him in anytime we need him. He'll go in and be ready to do the job. And I have a lot of faith in him. He's a really good player.
All right, let's take a question from Jay Drew, and then I think Mitch had another question as well.
Hey, Aaron, were you at Utah when Alex Smith was there, or did you come the year he was drafted? I can't remember.
I got hired. It was his senior year, and I got hired as Urban's staff was practicing for that bowl game. I got hired like right around Thanksgiving, and so I was actually not an actual member of that team that year. But it was really weird. Kalani and I were both on the staff because a couple of coaches had moved on to other jobs. So we were like on the staff recruiting and working for Coach Witt while the rest of the staff was prepping for the Fiesta Bowl. And so we were in the office every day working together, but separate goals in mind.
So what I'm getting at is, how often are you hit up about from people in the NFL or whatever about Zach, and what are some of the questions? Kind of give us an idea of what they're asking you about him.
I talked to almost every team in the NFL last week on our bye week. And yeah, almost every team. I think it was just about. And they make their own decisions about his play. That's their job. They've got scouts and evaluators, and they're good at what they do, and they make their own decisions about what they think of him as a player. Most of those guys are asking me questions about, what it's like to work with him. How does he interact with his teammates? What kind of a leader he is, what kind of character he has, what are his aptitudes for learning, his intelligence, all those things. So it's more the in-depth knowing him from my point of view as a quarterback's coach. And, like I said, they'll make their own evaluations about him as a player.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coach, just one more thing for me. Could you provide, I know you touched on him a little bit moments ago, but could you provide an update on Jaron Hall? And I know we see him on the sideline with the team, and he's sending in signals, but could you provide maybe a timeline, and also maybe update us on the development of Conover and Soljay as well this season? Sure.
So yeah, Jaron's. We usually don't talk much about injuries, but when it's a season-ending deal, I guess it's okay to say he's going to be out. I guess there's maybe an outside chance he could maybe play. There's an outside chance he could maybe be ready later in December or perhaps a bowl game, but he's been dealing with an injury that we just decided he's had enough issues, and going back and forth between two sports I think has been really taxing on his body. I think baseball is also pretty taxing for those guys, and so we've just decided to just give him time to actually get his body right, because Jaron is a really good player. We have a lot of faith in him as a football player. He just needs to get healthy. And so that's what we've allowed him to do. He's still here every day. He's around us, but he's working through some things physically, and still have really high hopes for him in the future though. And can't wait to see him play down the road. And then Conover, it was fortunate that the COVID situation was unfortunate in many ways, and it cut his mission short. But we were able to maneuver some things roster-wise and fit him in this fall. And so he was supposed to join us in January, but he was able to join us this fall. And so every day he's been here has just been – he got here a little late, but right around when school was starting. But it's been a whole bunch of bonus reps. I mean, he's played scout team quarterback. We get him in sometimes like bye week last week, and whenever I can squeeze him in, I try to get him a couple reps here and there in team or 7-on-7. But he's an impressive guy. He's learned our whole offense already. He knows it very, very well for a guy who's been here such a short amount of time, and he's a talented guy. You guys know he was a highly recruited player, and it doesn't take long to see why. And then Soljay is progressing as well. You guys already knew that he was here, and He's a really exciting player, super athlete. He's got a playmaking flair, I would say. I don't know exactly how to put that, but he's an exciting player. Like, he can do things with the ball that probably nobody else on our team can do. And he's learning. He's getting better in the passing game every day. So we've got a good group, man. I'm excited about this group going forward.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Coach. I think that's it for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Aaron.
My pleasure. See you guys.